What's up, guys? It's your boy Dawson from D&D TV. I appreciate everybody for rating, commenting, and subscribing. And shout out to all the new subscribers. Thank y'all for joining. Look here, y'all. I told y'all that I would keep y'all up to date on this case, the investigation, the ongoing investigation of who murdered Makeva Jenkins. It's been 6 weeks since Makeva Jenkins was shot by an intruder who entered her home and killed her, shot her, but didn't shoot her husband or the other male who was in the home, which is already suspicious to a lot of people who even read this case or hear about this case. And people are still saying, how can an intruder come in the home and shoot the woman and not the man? Y'all, I feel the same way, but I'm not going to keep going over that point. I'm just going to let the investigation play out. However, the family of Makeva Jenkins did hold a news conference and they want answers. They want to know who murdered Makeva Jenkins, and they are pleading to the public, if you have any information, please come forward. Please help us have closure in this. I'm going to let y'all see this video clip and I'll be back with my commentary.
New at 6, the family of a Palm Beach County mother of 3 believes that her inspiring Facebook post led to her murder. CBS 4's Vanessa Borge has been following the story, has the latest on the tragic death and the family's plea for help.
Elliot, the family of Makeva Jenkins gathered this morning at the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office on what would have been her 34th birthday. They want answers more than 6 weeks after she was murdered.
The person or the people, that's all we're asking. We need closure.
An emotional plea from family members desperate for answers after Makeva Jenkins, mother of 3, was brutally murdered inside her home back in June. According to police, a gunman wearing a ski mask knocked on the front door of her home in Lantana, a town north of Boynton Beach in Palm Beach County. The gunman forced Makeva, her husband, and a family friend to go upstairs. That's where the gunman shot her in the head.
We can't get by. We are doing the best we can, going from one day to the next.
2 hours before she was killed, Jenkins shared on Facebook that she was making 6 figures after lifting herself out of homelessness. During the press conference, Makeva's family described her as a hard worker, and the post may be linked to her death.
She wanted the public to know that if she could come from one point to the next point, she knew that everybody else could do it also.
Makeva's husband missed the news conference, which raised questions. His brother took full responsibility, saying he was running late this morning.
They stopped by to pick me up to be here also, so that's the only reason.
No suspects have been taken into custody. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $3,000 for information that leads to an arrest. Vanessa Borge, CBS 4 News.
Vanessa, thank you. Now
Okay, guys, like I stated, there's still an ongoing investigation. And as a matter of fact, just last month, the police went back to the home and they said that they gathered a lot of electronic devices, and also they were looking into some other stuff over the entire house, which it kind of like baffled me, because I'm like, why are you all just getting these electronic devices now? You should have gotten that when you first went to the home, June the 29th, when she was actually murdered. So, I mean, they did say they got cell phones and some other stuff, and then they were in contact with the cell phone companies as well as with Comcast. So we're just going to see how this play out. But the one thing that's really that's troubling to me is that the family believes that her post that she put on Facebook about her making a 6-figure income is what led to her death. However, the Palm Beach police believe that it was something else. They don't believe that the post that she put on Facebook, that led to someone coming in and doing that just 2 hours later. They're just having a hard time believing that. And I agree with the police department. There are so many people who put stuff up on Facebook and stuff like I mean, many of us have friends and family members. We call or we text and like, why did you put that on social media? Why would you put that? People put stuff out on social media and they're still around. They're still alive, even when it comes to money and different things like that. So I just don't believe that led up to her death. Another thing is that her husband coming in late for this meeting. Now, you all heard the news people. They said, it raised suspicion that he was late. And I'm just thinking that he was late because he knew that he could not pull off those fake crying tears to the camera. He couldn't do that to us anymore, because even during her memorial service, there were people who were tweeting. And this one tweet this girl sent basically said the same thing, like she had to get out of there because this dude is up here crying and those are fake tears. That's what people are saying, when they saw him at the funeral. And also the fact that on the day after your wife was shot, people were texting and, putting stuff that you were in the strip club. And, I was telling a friend, I was like, Miami, West Palm, Broward, it's like, this is a strip club culture. And a guy like him, I could see him not having, any real friends to go like sob and stuff with. And I could kind of see him going to a strip club. Not saying that makes it right, because everybody down here, they hang strip clubs. It's not even about the strippers. That's just like social gathering for them. But it was just baffling to me still, and to a lot of people, that this dude was in the strip club, right after the day after your wife got shot. And then also after that, we have his side chick, is what everybody else is calling her, who comes out on social media and blasting Makeva and her relationship with her husband, and saying all these different negative things and statements about her, which it was just ratchet. And that really didn't surprise me, because these girls down here in Florida, not all of them, but a lot of them, that's how they act. And it's like her attitude, her disposition on that post, it was deplorable, it was tasteless, and it was wrong for her to do it at the time she did it. However she felt, she should have kept that to herself. But to me, her attitude, her disposition will stay right where her financial status is, below the poverty line. On to other things. Makeva's death is something that is haunting a lot of people, because people just feel like this girl could be my cousin, my sister, a friend. And people feel like they kind of like know her already, because her YouTube videos that she's done, people are still watching them, and people want to know who did this to this entrepreneur, to this woman who pulled herself up from being homeless. Who would go in there and just do something like this? And how can the husband and another male friend in the home, did y'all not fight back? Were y'all that afraid of, like, it's just a lot of stuff that's still baffling to us, and it does not make any sense, which is why I'm going to keep y'all up to date on this, because I want justice for Makeva and for her children that she left behind, man. This is just really sad. And for her family, this family wants to know. Like her grandmother said, all she did on that Facebook post is what most of us try to do, is tell people, well, hell, we've been through stuff too. If we could do it, you could do it too. Quit crying, just do it. And it's just sad when you have a person like that, who has ambition, who had talent, who had the drive, and who pulled herself up to make six figures, to say, hey, if I could do it, y'all could do it too. It may have come across as, showboating or kind of like gloating or saying different things, but y'all, it's sad that the people, like I said before in another video, the people in our community who get out, who do the right thing, who try to come back and help others, those are the ones who are dying. Those are the ones who are getting shot. Those are the ones people are getting jealous of and taken out. And it's just real sad. So I want y'all, if y'all have any information on this case, contact the Palm Beach County Police Department. Please contact them. And I'll keep y'all up to date on this. I still stand by what I said in that other video. I just don't believe that the people who were in that house with her don't know what happened. They know something. There's just no way that somebody's going to break in your house, shoot the wife, leave the two men. The men are the bigger threat, or greater threat. Leave the men there, then take your car and ditch the car not even a mile away from the home and walk the rest of the way wherever they were going. It's just a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. And I'm just going to keep y'all up to date on this. Again, rest in peace, Makeva. She would have been 34. Her birthday, I think, was this week. Her family was saying she would have been 34 years old. So young. So young, man. So young. So definitely, y'all, I'll keep you up to date on this. And again, my condolences go out to her children and her family. And I hope they catch the person or people who did this, and everyone who was involved, even the person who masterminded this or put this together. And also another thing, y'all. They have a $3,000 reward out with Crime Stoppers. Now, I know it's been 6 weeks, and you know that insurance money should be coming around soon. So if the husband wants to show that he really wants to catch this person who killed his wife, put some more onto that reward money. Make that, go ahead and just add, $7,000 more to that, so we can get a $10,000, or, even add more to that, because this was your wife. So that's all I want to say. I don't want to get back on my soapbox on this, but, I'll keep you all up to date on this. And that's it. Y'all take care of yourself and each other. Peace. Oh, and another thing, y'all, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but I thought about this as I was looking at these pictures. I'm seeing this picture of Makeva with Euri right here, her husband. And it just still doesn't seem like they were equally yoked, if we could put it that way. And I see a lot of women, especially a lot of black women, who are unequally yoked with partners. And you're trying to be successful, you trying to go for stuff, and this dude doesn't want to do anything, or he gets jealous of you, or it could be vice versa. Same thing if a guy's going for stuff and the girl is getting, jealous and, trying to tear him down, or just being passive in situations and stuff, or you're carrying that person in the relationship. And that's what it seems like from the outside looking in, is that she was carrying this dude, always trying to encourage him with going back to school to be a barber and all this kind of stuff. But she was the one who was getting the six figures. She was the one who was being the go-getter in the relationship. She's the one who was on social media saying, if I could do it, you could do it too. And sometimes if you're with a person who is not equally yoked, you're not equally yoked with, a lot of times jealousy can get in there. Tension can get in there. Envy can get in there. And it could be just little subtle things that you never pick up unless you just really sit back and like say, wow, I didn't even know this person felt like that, or they're doing this, and we're supposed to be together. And then I look at this picture with Makeva by herself right here in front of their house. And I'm just wondering, how would her life have been if she just did what she was doing, going for her dreams, an entrepreneur, all that kind of stuff, just by herself, not feeling like she needed that dude. And there are so many women who just feel like they just need a man to complete them. No man don't complete you. Your children don't even complete you. You complete you. And it's just so sad, because there are a lot of women who have gone down this same road. Many of them have been abused. Many of them have been hurt. Many of them have been, taken advantage of because they held on to someone that they were not equally yoked to, for the sake of an image projected to everybody else that we're in love and he loves me and I love him and all this kind of stuff. But in the backdrop, that's not what it is. When you get behind the scenes, everything is not gravy. And it was evident because how could I have somebody in the house that I love and an intruder is there and I'm not fighting that intruder off? Y'all, that's just going to stay with me. That's just going to stay with me. I can't get that out of my head. I just don't see why they weren't fighting the intruder. Two men, one intruder with a gun, and they shoot my wife and I don't do anything. Now, I'm going to get off of that point. But here's the thing. Makeva is right here by herself. How would her life have been if she could have just been by herself and been successful? Think about that.